Good morning. This is Jerry Knoester, your host today on the Los Banos Today Show. And the Los Banos Today Show is brought to you by the Boys and Girls Club of Merced, with a location in Los Banos at the Community Center. If you'd like to know more about the Boys and Girls of Merced, please go to bgcmerced.org. With us this morning, we are very honored and pleased to have Miss Stacy Souza Elms, Director of the Community and Economic Development. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what your department is all about.
Sure. So, community and economic development, we are in charge of really three different areas of the city. So, community development, we're in charge of planning. So, we facilitate all new development within the community. That's commercial, industrial, residential development. We are also economic development, which has two facets to it as well. So there's the business licenses, which we process and we administer those licenses. And then we also have just economic development in general, and that is business retention and business recruitment to our community. So those are our focuses.
Business retention sounds familiar. You're trying to keep the business in town and
Absolutely.
not leaving the town.
Exactly.
What sort of incentive might you offer to keep them in town?
Sure. So it's more of support from the
Okay.
city. Just there isn't a lot of resources at this time to provide any economic
Mm-hmm.
incentive, but support. We have tools and resources and networks of folks that we can tap in to help businesses. And so just being able to have that network typically will help, and just to be partners with that business. If they need anything, the city can be a really good support role for them.
I saw on the your webpage, the Community and Economic Development webpage, there are two new businesses now coming in at the Safe Mart Shopping Center. Which one are they, and where are they going to be in that complex? Mm-hmm.
Sure. So we just announced that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
this past week, and so just a plug to the city's Facebook page. It's City of Los Banos dash Community and Economic Development. That's where folks in the community, if they're interested in what's coming to town, just to stay tuned and plugged in with that Facebook page. We do like to announce
Mm-hmm.
those new coming businesses on that page as soon as we are cleared to announce them. So Sprint Mobile is the first business. They are going to locate in the front suite that would face McDonald's, I guess is the
Yeah,
best way to explain
yeah.
that. And then the second business is a physical therapy, Golden Bear Physical Therapy.
Mm.
They have over 16 locations in the valley. We're excited that they're expanding in Las Vegas. They have a location in Merced, Ripon, Modesto, Fresno, and so very excited to welcome them to our community. They are going to be in the very last suite, which that was an old Kmart building, and so it's the
Yeah.
Garden
Oh,
Center.
yeah.
What was
Yes.
the Garden
Yes. That's
Center?
phasing now. The check. Oh, one. Yeah.
Yes, Mercy
Mercy
Springs.
Springs.
And
Yes.
so they will be the
Mm.
last suite closest to the
Okay.
loading docks.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So very excited to have those new
Yeah.
businesses to our community, and that particular property owner, the city has been working very closely. That property owner was able to secure Ross
Mm.
this past year, and they're looking for good quality tenants to locate at their shopping center.
So with Sprint and the physical therapy coming in, that complete that entire shopping center, the former Kmart building, right?
There's still going to be one space available
Oh,
in
really?
that. Yeah, it'll
Okay.
be in the middle
Uh huh.
of that garden center
Mm-hmm.
section. Still,
Mm-hmm.
there's one suite still available, and that property owner is actively pursuing different businesses and just engaging with the city on help with that recruitment.
Well, that's really great. And so far, what I know is those two coming in. Ross is already in there, and then we have the round table pizza clubhouse that's coming up too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Do you know when about the opening date on that would be?
I actually
Do you
think
know?
they opened
Oh,
yesterday.
they did.
They got their
Hey, open
business
yesterday.
license. Yeah, they got their business license
That's
yesterday, so they're
great.
clear to operate. Yeah, very
Wow.
exciting to have them there. That had
Yeah.
been a vacant spot once Hollywood Video left
Yeah.
our community, which we were sad to see them go, but we're excited to have Roundtable open there for sure.
I'm glad to hear that too. So we're excited too on that one. Um, are there any other business that are looking at coming to Los Banos that you know about or that you can talk about?
Sure. So with economic development, the confidentiality with
Yeah.
retailers is a really big component to
Mm-hmm.
that process. So there are projects in the pipeline that the city is working with retailers. We actually have a retail recruiter that we
Mm-hmm.
work with that helps um, identify the market analytics for Los Banos. It identifies variables that retailers look for specifically. It essentially speaks the language, the analytics
Mm-hmm.
speak the language that a retailer looks for. Those variables consist of drive times, demographics, household incomes, population. So it's kind of all of these things that tell the story of Las Banas. And then it's my job
Mm-hmm.
to take those analytics and really tell the story of Las Banas. So really get in there, talk to retailers, just put Las Banas on the radar is
Mm-hmm.
essentially what I try to do and what my department does. Because we are so much more than just our demographics.
Right.
We're a really great community with lots of opportunities for growth and development. And so we try to tell that story to retailers because those are the things that they're looking for. They're looking for growth opportunities. They want to see how a community can support their new location. So I wouldn't be able to say, oh, we're talking to
Right.
this particular
Right.
retailer at this time, just that we are talking to retailers. What the city is doing, so we are utilizing our retail recruiter to
Mm-hmm.
help tell that story of
Mm-hmm.
Las Banas. And then we are out there marketing the city of Las Banas. So it's city staff as well as our elected officials. We have, this will be our third year in a row that we've gone to Las Vegas to the retail convention. It's a national
Mm-hmm.
convention. I want to say last year there was over 40,000 participants.
Wow.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
at the Las
Mm-hmm.
Vegas Convention Center. And essentially, every retailer is there that you can imagine. Those franchisees are also there. And it's just telling the story of Las
Mm-hmm.
Vegas, getting
Mm-hmm.
face time with those
Mm-hmm.
retailers, and encouraging them to take a look at our community, that we're a good reason for them to come to us, that we're a match for
Mm-hmm.
them, and that they would be welcome in our community. So just telling our story is a big component.
Over 40,000 merchants are there?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think I'm
Just
underselling that
yeah,
number.
right.
It's a huge number.
Well, yeah, that's a gold mine right there.
It is.
A huge gold mine for us, for you
Yeah.
to come out and sell Los Banos in here as well too. Speaking of analytical, that's part of your job there. I heard on Facebook and I heard from rumors from people, oh man, we don't need another pizza. We don't need another taqueria. We don't need this and that. Why does the city allow that to happen? So maybe you can address that.
That's a really good point, Jerry. So I get that as well, and we see that on our Facebook page. And so the city does not regulate business in terms of, a gatekeeper. So we're
Okay.
not discouraging business as long as it meets the zoning code requirements, and it's appropriately located in the appropriate zoning. The city's job is to facilitate that development and facilitate the opening of that business just to make sure it's following regulations, they have a health
Mm-hmm.
permit, all of those components that consist of opening a business. So whether it's another, pizza or taqueria, the
Mm-hmm.
city, as long as it meets the zoning code requirements, we just help facilitate. So we're not going to discourage business. We're always going to promote and welcome new business, any type of business, as long as it meets our requirements to come to our community.
Oh, there you go. And also along that same line with rumors there, I've heard rumors that in the old Safe Mart building, there a DD thrift shop might be occupying it. Do you know anything about that?
I don't.
Okay.
And really, I would say that our philosophy is that we won't say anything. We
Mm-hmm.
won't go public
Yep.
until that lease is signed.
Then you can
You know,
say it.
we want to bring
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
assurance to the community that
Yeah.
that retailer is coming. I would hate to get the community excited about a new retailer and then they end up backing out.
Now, what about Sonic? That's another rumor I heard about Sonic perhaps coming to town.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
You can talk about that.
I can. I
Okay.
can talk a little bit about it.
All right. Sonic's coming to town.
Yes, they have a site plan review, so they do have a
Uh-huh.
an approval for a new ground up building,
Mm-hmm.
and this would be right by Big Five. So in
Okay.
the Food for
Yes.
Less College Plaza
Yes.
Shopping Center, that's where it would be located.
Close to that new Chevron, I guess, right? That's built there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a really
Okay.
good way to explain it.
All right. Another rumor that I also heard about Buffalo Wild Wings. No? Yes?
No, so they are actually identified as are part of our retail recruitment
Okay.
as a match for Los Banos.
Okay.
So we are pursuing them
Uh-huh.
as a quality tenant, but they haven't signed any leases.
Okay. Now, here's another strange thing. You know, we have a Denny's just down the street from here.
Mhm.
I've heard that might be another Denny's coming over by the other side of town. Any possibility of that?
Sure,
Okay.
I don't have any building permits or any applications in the process or anything in the
Okay.
pipeline to be able to speak to that. But kind of going along the lines of, we already have that pizzeria or we already have
Mhm.
that taqueria. Why
Mhm.
do we need another one?
Yep.
And it really comes down to if the market can support it, and these restaurants, the franchisees,
Mhm.
and these retailers, they study their customers and the analytics of that market, and they will only open a second or a third location if the market can support it. So obviously there's a demand
Yes.
for it in Las
Yeah.
Banos
Yep.
if
Mhm.
they're willing to open up another location in our community.
Speaking of demand, a lot of people would like to see a Costco here.
Yeah.
I believe I heard that land on Pacheco and Ward, I believe there, that belongs to Costco. Costco bought that, or is that a rumor?
Hi, I'm Gabe, the owner of the Central Valley Geeks. Did you know we offer iPhone screen repair? We can repair most iPhone screens within 15 minutes. Stop on by or give us a call, 209-826-3410. We are located at 924 6th Street, downtown Los Banos. Thank you. Have a great day.
That's a rumor.
A rumor.
So
Okay.
we can debunk that right now. Yes, there has not been any land purchased by Costco. Uh, Actually, 2 years ago, in Las Vegas at the retail convention, the city of Los Banos was able to sit down with Costco, their real estate development director, just to talk about our community and the potential. What would it take to get a Costco to our community? Essentially, population. That trade area is what Costco is looking for. So right now, Los Banos, we're a little too small for
Okay.
them to consider us, but we are on the radar.
Good.
We continue to just keep in touch with our contacts at Costco, just to let them know how we are growing and how we would be a good match for them in the future.
That's really fantastic. Barring from Costco coming, the other store that I like to see in town coming is Smart and Final. You know, you can buy bulk items from them as well too. Any word on something like that, perhaps?
No word from Smart and Final, but I would suggest that the community reach out to Smart and Final
Okay.
and let them know that they would like to see them here. That's always a great way.
That's good.
Those
Yeah.
retailers want to hear from their customers more, even so, I think, than the city. And so to let them know that they would be utilized in our community, and
Yeah.
they would be a great component, a great retailer here. They always want to hear from their customers. So that's a good plug.
As a follow-up to that, on my Facebook page, I have a sponsored post from Smart and Final. So I decided to go ahead and reach out to them, and I've messaged them, and I asked them if they would be interested in looking at Los Banos and perhaps setting up shop in here. To my surprise, they actually answered, and they said, we'd love to. And they really thanked me very much for bringing it to their attention. and they said that they will bring it forward to their team. So there you go. If you're interested in a business coming in, Smart and Final, for instance, or other, contact them, touch base with them, let them know that you would like to see them here in town. They like to hear from their customers.
Sure. That's absolutely true.
All right. Thank you very much on that one. So, next question is a new year usually comes with a new set of new laws. Are there any new laws here in Los Banos that impacts us?
Not specifically with the city of Los Banos. There are state laws that impact us always, and there's various things happening on the state level. Micro enterprise home kitchens is one that the city is watching.
Okay.
Street vending is another that the city is watching. There's regulations on taxi cabs, just modernizing taxi cabs is another. So there's various laws that then the city is watching, and then we're looking at our own codes and ordinances to see how we need to change those to adapt to the state laws.
Okay. And speaking of state laws, I believe there's a law on Los Banos. If you're a business owner, small, large, whatever, you need to have a business license, or you must have a business license. That's correct on that one?
That is true. So if you're conducting business, even if you're a private consultant, you would still need to have a business license.
Okay.
Yes.
Has the business license increased this year or every year, or do you know?
No, it has not increased. The last increase was actually not a city increase technically. It was January of 2018 that was implemented, and it was a state fee. It went from a $1 state fee and it increased to $4. So there was a $3 increase.
That's the state requirement of that one. All right. Can you tell us how the breakdown of the fees goes to where this each part goes to each place?
Sure, absolutely. So there's 3 different types of business licenses.
Okay.
So first is a commercial business license. So if you have a commercial location, that commercial business license is $84. And excuse me, now I'm on the spot.
That's
and
okay.
I'm trying to like,
That's right.
it actually, I think it's $82.
Yeah.
So I apologize. It is $82. And that's for a commercial location. But it does depend on the type of business. If you have a secondhand dealer's license, there are different add-ons to that business license. So the base fee is $82.
The base fee.
It depends also if it's a restaurant and has an alcohol license, ABC, there's going to be additional fees to that business license. But the base fee is $82 annually. And then the second type of business license is a home occupation. Home occupation is $134. And that is if you're conducting business with your home as being your office. So being a mobile business, for instance, that would be a home occupation. So you do all of your business from your home in terms of the appointments, but you go to the customer.
Right.
That would qualify under a home occupation. There are certain requirements to be eligible for a home occupation. You can't have employees at the home. Customers are advertising at the home as well. And there's a little bit more, and in that it's to preserve the residential neighborhoods. And then the last business license is an out-of-town business license. That too is $134. And that is for anyone whose headquarters are out of town, but they're conducting business within our community.
I see. Okay. Now, I am a small business owner. I am, in fact, a home business owner. More specifically, a mobile notary business, mobile notary public business. And I, too, have to have a business license. Even though I am not operating from my home, that is my home base. And I'm mobile, and I go to you as a mobile notary, and I too have to have a business license. In fact, I got that in the mail the other day. It was $134.
Yes.
So to all my notary buddies out there, if you do not have a license, you better get one. I don't want to see my notary friends in trouble because of that. Okay. So are business license also discounted for veterans, military, active duty retirees?
Not at this time.
Okay.
The city is doing a fee study, and that could be addressed in the future with the fee study, just to make sure that we are charging the appropriate fee for what it costs the city to administer, business licenses or any other types of services within the city. So that could be something that we could look at in the future.
Okay. The street vendors, the ones that pushes their ice cream carts or peddle their ice cream carts, they need to have a license or not?
They absolutely
Okay.
do. And so it's not only a business license, but they have to have a mobile vendor permit. So
Okay.
it has its own ordinance with its
Okay.
own regulations. They get fingerprinted. So there's a background check on all of those mobile vendors. They have to have identification with their carts, and the appropriate insurances to be vending.
Okay.
So there is a specific regulation for mobile vending.
Do they have to have a health permit as well?
They absolutely do.
Must have it.
Yes.
Okay. Is it visible in their pocket or has it be out, visible on their cart? Do you see
On
that?
the cart,
Okay.
it should be displayed somewhere within the cart. They do have to have identification though on themselves that
Okay.
does need to be, visible.
Okay. Many times people are approached, perhaps you are approached by people knocking on your door soliciting something, want to buy strawberries, or hey, I've got this little can of magic cleaners and stuff like that. As they approach your house, can the homeowner ask them, let me see your business license?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can do
that's
that.
a very
Okay.
valid question to ask,
Okay.
as well as a solicitor's permit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
have
So
to
they
have
need
one.
to have
Okay.
a solicitor's permit to be
Okay.
able to vend, and so it's either peddle or solicit out in the community. They do.
So when PG&E, from what I heard from people out there, hey, they've come to my door, they want to go and see my bill and stuff like that. Let me see your solicitor license and let me see your business license. Okay.
And we do have solar companies that are
Okay.
following the rules.
Oh, good.
And they do have a solicitor's license. Yes.
All right, that's great. Let's see what else I have here for you to ask here too. Last question, Dan. Is there anything you would like to address and talk to our public out there that we need to know?
Well, I'd probably say, as just a point to make with the community, is that we need to be advocates for our community, and being able. So the city likes to post and inform our community through social media, but I would just caution the community that that's out on the internet for everyone to see, and everyone is open to their own opinions. However, retailers are looking at those posts, and we want to be positive and encouraging for new businesses to come to our community. So really being positive and uplifting, being open to new business within our community, that would be my suggestion. And also to like our Facebook page, so City of Los Banos dash community and economic development, to be informed of these new businesses coming to our community, and just being informed on any type of community project or community events as well. That's a really good place to get that information. And as well as we're open, community and economic development. We're a department of 3, but we're always open at City Hall from 8 to 5. So please come by and visit us if you have any questions. We have a great partnership with the Small Business Development Center. They help mentor and coach new businesses. So we use that resource as well. So if someone has a great idea for a business that they think they want to take that leap and open that new business, we partner with the Small Business Development Center and helping to coach them to start that business. So I would always encourage someone, if you have that great idea, come on in. Also utilize our website, losbanos.org.
Okay.
There is a link for new businesses where there's a portal for zoning, so you can check out, hey, I have an idea for a restaurant, but I don't know where I can locate. That'll give you an idea of where you can be looking for within the community, so zoning. And it also will walk you through the business license process. So, utilize those tools and those resources out there. And if all else fails, please give our department a call and we'll help you walk you through that.
Great. Do you have an email address if they don't want to walk in and just, what's your email address?
Sure. It's Stacy.Elms, so STACY.Elms, ELMS, at losbanos.org. And if I said that too quickly. You can always log on or get onto the city's website, and if you just hit a contact, a submission request from the website, it'll come to me directly, and my contact
Great.
information is directly on the website as well.
That's great. Also, if you can come, I really encourage you to come to sit in and listen in at the city council meetings, and they are when?
They are the first and third Wednesday of every month.
First and third Wednesday.
First and third Wednesday
Okay.
at 7 p.m. at City Hall in the council chambers.
Right, and there you can see what's going on behind the scene actions, and you'll see Stacy sitting up in there. But let me tell you, I've been in those city council meetings, and I watched her in action, and Stacy knows her stuff.
Thank you.
You really do.
Thank you.
When she talks about analytical or analyzing, she really gets it down. She knows what she's doing, what she's saying. There are many, many manuals, rules, and regulations that she has to pour through to make sure it's regulatory compliant, environmental compliant, noise abatement compliant,
Yes.
and she knows her stuff. Every rule, title, or section of the law. So when the business comes into town, for instance, I'm thinking about now the courthouse when it was built. She had to make sure about noise abatement. How does it affect the neighbors around there? Traffic, encroachment, anything like that that might affect the environment or the city at all. And so she makes sure that all the squares are filled and covered before it proceeds. Am I correct on that one? And if you don't believe me, come to the city council meeting, and she will answer all the questions that the city council members have, and she can be right there spot on. And so, like I said, she knows her stuff.
Thank you, Jerry. I
Well, thank you
appreciate
for
that.
having being here with us, for having us with you in here too. So appreciate that. If you have any questions, please contact Stacy Souza Elms at stacyelms.org.
Stacy.elms@losbanos.org.
There you go. There you go. See. Thank you very much, Stacy.
Great. Thank
All
you,
right.
Jerry.
Come
Thank
again,
you.
okay?
Thank you.
And this is Jerry Knoester, your host for Los Banos today. Have a good day.